My name is Jonathan Marcus. I am an obstacle course athlete, I guess, if you call it. I don't really know if there's a name for what we do. It's just more kind of like the whole Tough Mudder, Spartan, and races like that. So what led me to this testimonial is my shoulder was hurt in November 2014 during a Tough Mudder, and I was doing an obstacle, and this is actually coming off of another injury where I blew out my patella in my right leg, and that was on another just athletic adventure. So I had surgery on my knee, recovered from that, then went into training, did a great job, and really wanted to test my my knee out, and so I did another Tough Mudder, and did great. I mean, I hit every obstacle. Everything was fantastic. But there was this one obstacle, and I'm not sure if I'm allowed to name names on it or what. But anyway, I approached it, and everything was good. But there was a little bit of a accident, and I ended up flying off of this thing and kind of hurt my shoulder. So, when you finish the Tough Mudder, you're pretty ramped up and excited, just like, anyone finishing something that they've trained a long time for, and, like marathon races or, whatever. So I didn't notice it, but a few months later, my shoulder just kept hurting and actually was kind of getting worse. And I noticed my mobility was actually affected too. So I was stubborn. I figured the best thing is just to get back to the gym and work out and work through it. And, cause that makes a lot of sense, right? But that didn't work. It kind of got even worse by doing that. And so I went to a doctor, and he's like, oh, I'll give you this cortisone shot and everything else, and you should be aces, no problem. And I thought I'd go that route because I really didn't want surgery. My surgery on my knee, that was fantastic, but why tempt fate, right? So I thought I'd try the shot, and I did the shot. And it basically looks like 8 ounces of watered down skim milk getting injected into my arm. And, months later, there's really no improvement. So I was talking to my buddy, Talmadge, and he and I go way back, friends for ever and a day. And, he's telling me about what he can do with this healing hypnosis. And, I'm open to any idea. So I thought, well, why not try it? I don't want surgery. And shooting my arm up with cortisone or whatever it was he gave me didn't do anything. So why not? And he made this MP3. And one night at work, I get this email, and he's like, hey, man, your MP3 is ready. So I'm excited, and I'm, downloading this thing. I thought, oh, I can heal while I'm at work. And then I get a follow-up email saying, by the way, don't do this at work. I know you need to be home relaxing and unplugged from computers. So that was a bummer. But 4 hours later, I get home and immediately charge my phone, set up the MP3, get to bed, start listening. And, it's no different than listening to anything before you go to bed. Just listening to something, then you're kind of like, falling out and getting tired. But definitely a strange thing happened while I'm listening to this thing. I actually hit a certain level of relaxation that I probably hadn't hit in years, to be honest with you, with, work, life, everything that every other person listening to this can more than relate to. This level of relaxation that I get to starts making my body just really tingle. I almost start to feel really light, and next thing I know, I've already passed out, and I missed the entire MP3. So I thought. So the next day I go about everything, and really no difference. My shoulder's about the same, but I feel more relaxed, right? So I listened to it again. Just even though Talmadge said I didn't have to, I kind of, if I do something, I kind of like to overdo it. So, I'm just listening to it again. Besides cool voice, it's kind of like listening to Morpheus, So who doesn't want to go to sleep to that? But same tingly feeling, no kidding. Same relaxation, same deep rest. And only this time I start noticing other things happening in my body that I remember from the night before, but I didn't pay attention to, I guess. The night before, I was noticing certain parts of my body feeling more radiant than others, right? Pulsing or, just hard to explain, I guess. But this second night of doing this, it's different parts of the body, and it's a different kind of relaxation. And I'm starting to become aware of it. And it's amazing. It's this really crazy, cool feeling. And then I pass out and think that I've missed the rest of the tape and, went about my day the third day. By the third day, fourth day, I start noticing that a lot of the throbbing and the apparent discomfort that my shoulder would give me was kind of not really that bad. I wasn't really paying attention to it as much, and I'm going about my day, doing my stuff, working, whatever. And by the end of the week, there's this gradual effect. And the end of the week comes, I'm on my weekend, and my shoulder is actually starting to feel like it's repairing, it's healing. At first, I'm thinking, okay, am I just trying to be, optimistic? After all, this is my best friend, and, lost contact for the better part of 20 years, and then finally, met up online. I'm like, dude, what's up? Awesome. So I'm trying to be realistic, because I love Talmadge, he's my boy, right? But I'm thinking, okay, is this true? Is it just me? Is it positive feelings? Whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I figured the only way to really go about this is to test my shoulder out. I mean, that's what I did with my knee. I had surgery. I gave it about a year and a half. I started training back before then, but a year and a half before I really went and did a mutter. And so I did the mutter, and it was great. My knee's fantastic. So now I feel I have a lot of confidence in it. So I thought, well, this is really the only solution and answer to my shoulder. Test it. Am I being kind, or am I being real? Is what I'm feeling true? Whatever. There were certain items that I couldn't lift comfortably. I have water delivered because the water here in Florida is really not that great. And each jug is, 45 pounds. Nothing bad. But I wouldn't think about any part of it, right, being an issue before I hurt my shoulder. After I hurt my shoulder, lifting one was excruciating. So after, probably a good couple weeks, had gone by after I started, feeling better, and start questioning everything. The water arrives, and I thought, here we go. Here's a test, right? So 43, 45 pounds, whatever it really ends up being. I pick it up, one arm, and my shoulder immediately feels tender, almost like it's come out of a sleep, if you will. But there was no stabbing pain. And that was really kind of creepy and weird at first, because I'm thinking, what the hell happened? Somehow my shoulder's feeling better. I don't know why. It's not drug related, and it's not surgery related, right? So put everything away, go about my day, do some more stuff, test my shoulder here and there, see what's going on. And sure enough, it holds. It's fine. And a few more weeks go by, and it just starts feeling better and better and better. And now I can start adding some strength to it. But I realized during that time how much the immobility also affected it. Because I wasn't able to stretch, I wasn't able to lift, I wasn't able to do anything. Surely not able to train for another event. So I start stretching it. And man, just the stretch alone, after not stretching, it's like you're pulling yourself apart. But I have to say and that was months ago, absolutely months ago. And my shoulder now is amazing. It's back to where it was before the competition, and it's strong again. It's more stretched out. It's just, I have to say that if anyone is a skeptic whatsoever of the hypnotherapy, and it makes sense, I mean, we are conditioned in our society to believe that we must take something in order to achieve a result that we want, right? Athletes were, forced into the whole steroid thing, and medicine with our doctors today, and just everything, even with training, the supplements we have to take. So there's always something you have to ingest or something you have to take, or some level of intervention, be it surgery, in order to achieve your desired result. But if you figure that everything has a positive and negative reaction, yeah, you might do all right with pills and you might do all right with surgery, but this is stuff that changes you physically and chemically. So you have to figure that if there is a benefit to it, there's also going to be something that you have to pay. You always have to pay the piper. So the interesting thing about this hypnotherapy is if there is a con to it, I really haven't seen it, because I'm not ingesting something that's going to chemically change me, and I'm not cutting into myself to achieve a result. I'm actually using the ability of my mind, which Talmage has forever and a day said is so much stronger than we ever really begin to use, right, or tap into. If this is true, and what he's able to do and what people like him are able to do is unlock these avenues in us to be able to help us to heal ourselves, right? How amazing. How amazing is that, to be able to at least give it a shot, give it a try. If it doesn't work, then it didn't work for you. But I can tell you, as somebody who has had multiple surgeries, busted bones, tendons that were sliced, I mean, I've pretty much done it to myself. And no, I'm not a soldier, and I'm not anything more than some dude that likes to do obstacle courses and crazy, stupid stuff, right? But surgeries have come at a price. They've helped me, but they've come at a serious price. Drugs also come at a serious price, which is why I try to not go there. I just don't want that. I've had to use it in the past, and yeah, it's just not really where I want to go. And this hypnotherapy that was done to my shoulder was blissful and amazing, and still confuses the crap out of me to this day how it all works. But I'm not the professional. That's up to him. I definitely strongly encourage anyone who is finding themselves in the same place that I was, as far as being done with surgery, being done with drugs and whatever. Give this a shot. Be open-minded. Give this a shot, and don't look at this as some witchcraft, magical type thing. There is a science behind it, and Talmage definitely understands this science behind natural chemical reactions and energy in the brain. And there is more than enough documentation out there to support the positive and negative effects of hypnosis, depending on who you're dealing with. But to deal with somebody who's got strong ethics, strong morals, and a genuine desire to help people to reach that ability to heal themselves, like Talmage, man, learn from it. Take his lead, give it a shot. And if you contact me and you say, you're right, this worked, and it was fantastic, I will not be surprised. I just won't. I guess that's all I've got.